Think you know Ninja songs? Old school or new school? Stand a chance to win big on Gusto Guess the Song. To be a part of this, call the numbers on your screen right now. Come on board and let's do things the Gusto way.
Hello guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions. Once again, thank you so much for all this liking and sharing, subscribing, of course, telling your friends about what we do right at Gusto TV. We love you, we appreciate you. Big Lala is very much in the building today. Can you separate a man love the music and not like the man himself?
Yeah, of course. Now people do it every time, and it's always a struggle.
Yeah,
but it's doable. Personally, normalist person, I could not give two shits about that guy. But
you also don't like his music right now,
that's right now. But while he was dropping jams, you can't deny the fact that he was dropping jams and you'd enjoy it. You can just separate the character away from the man, from the music.
So, does that does that affect you as well in terms of BUJU?
Well, I don't think it does really. I think I've just made peace with the fact that BUJU's person is still young, and he's very confident, very young and confident person in himself. And these people would always, I think even me, as at right now, I don't think I really care much about people's character per se before I listen to their music. I know people would grow, and in the future they would have a change of heart on how they used to behave and things like that, and people will make mistakes along the way. So I think this guy is still young. Anything he does, I think I'll just leave it at the part of being youthful. But you can't deny the talent. You can't deny the jams.
Definitely, because of course the talent got Burna Boy to snap him at that time, but of course he left Burna. And this year, we've had BUJU actually being on one of the biggest songs in 2021 so far. That one, Feeling with Ladipo. This one as well is almost becoming one of the biggest songs as well. Code Outside with Timaya. And this one as well with WIZKID, Mood. Even though we're also waiting for the video for that one. But before then, we've seen BUJU actually say quite a lot of things, about other celebrities, and that conversation keeps coming up all the time. Is this something fans should forgo and forgive and forget totally?
Well, they can't forgive, but that's why
they can't forgive.
They can't forget. Rather. Okay, but these things are what people. It's part of your story. It's what makes you.
The internet never forgets.
Internet will never forget, because you wrote it. It's all there, and people have the screenshots. And he himself will come out to say, at this time, he never even thought he would be a musician, or he would be popping the way he's popping right now. If he could see the future, of course, he would react different. That's why people preach to young people these days about their future. Well, if you think you're just living life right now, you feel nothing would happen, and 5 years from now, you don't know what will happen.
Rethink,
And this is a prime example of it.
Yeah, because he also, he took shot at everybody. Come on, he took shot at everybody. Davido as well. Calling Davido some names. WIZKID as well, saying that Yo is the most anticipated trash and all of that, even before doing it. Of course, we know that apart from BUJU, a lot of these guys are also making releases. Joeboy with Alcohol, Rema with Soundgasm, Fireboy, of course, with that one period. These guys are balling. CK is also part of that, and comparisons will always happen. People would always compare.
Yes.
So is that a crime to actually compare?
No, it's not a crime. It's just that sometimes our new age musicians want to be the musicians. They also want to be the fans.
So why is BUJU mad?
Sorry, is BUJU mad?
No, as in why is it? Why is it? You know what I mean?
No, BUJU has always been someone that would come on social media and say a lot of things. So.
But he was quite on the low for a while.
It wasn't quite low, or his management had. They could control things he would put out. He said in one of the interviews that the manager had to sit him down several times. You can't be doing this. You cannot be that kind of person that will come and be going back and forth with fans online. You need to be the bigger person most of the time. And he's done that for the most part, but once in a while, all those things will trickle out from his body. Like body, they always talk something.
Do you think, as at the time BUJU was, popping, or the time it started popping and everything, you think the rant on social media that he did at that time, being suppressed, was a conscious effort from him?
Of course, now it sometimes
has to lay low.
Yeah, sometimes you see when they tell these young artists something, when the experienced heads in the team start telling you, "Oh no, you don't put this out. You don't need this. You don't need that." Some of them feel like they are being
caged.
They are being caged. You get, and they feel like it's always wise to come out and react to things and say, what he's doing now. CK did the same thing, and then people would say, "Oh yes, right on, go on." But they themselves, 2 years down the line, they will look back and be like, maybe I should have not even said anything. I just left it because just focus on the positivity that around you and around your career, and leave the other.
I mean, the EP is out, but instead of focusing on the EP totally, BUJU is talking, and this is more like a replica of what he said in the past. But this one now is at the fans. Now this guy says XYZ is better than BUJU, has XYZ million streams over BUJU's career. CK got more streams than everyone of his peers, but you're clown that man for achieving more than you and your siblings. Normal level, you're dumber than goats. But what's new? I mean, this to the fans as well. Is this actually a good move?
I think everyone wants to fight imaginary people. Not saying there are not people you should fight, but everybody wants to have a say, especially the artists. It's not meant for the artists to really have a say in what fan bases are discussing.
Yeah.
Even if you say this, you're not going to change anything. It's not going to stop people from comparing. People would always compare. In music, in football, the comparisons are always there. It's what puts you in the news, whether you like it or not. It puts you in the news, puts you in the conversation. And whatever is happening with BUJU and all these other guys right now, I bet you, when there was undoubtedly no other younger artists in the scene that was doing what BUJU was doing, people were saying BUJU are taking over from the next rated. Yeah. But he never came out to say things like, "Oh, don't compare me." In his mind, it was things like, "Oh, of course now, I'm supposed to win next rated. And they do better than the next rated." Yeah. He would say he would make himself feel good now. So even that person will win next rated with that. But I got number 1 5 times in Apple Music Nigeria, Abi.
And there was a tweet, BUJU actually saying, "Oh, everyone is actually better until they get a song with them." Yeah.
So
actually,
was he not comparing himself to other people when he said those things?
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
But now it's when you're a baboon and then they now bring a gorilla into your zone. And I'm like, why not they bring gorilla come this place now? What's the apple? I don't know why he had to get angry over this. The same comparisons people were doing when he was undoubtedly the brightest thing out of this country. He was running things in this country and he had no problem with it. He himself was also comparing to other people.
I think the problem here is actually people talking about the fact that CK, maybe he says something like CK has more streams than you. Now he's saying CK got more streams than every one of his peers. Like everyone. That means if you say you get more streams, we know wahala. You get more past everybody. So that one are your own problem. I mean, the fans will say don't compare. But I will say that if you say don't compare, why do awards organizers have awards?
Exactly, that's another point. And I keep saying it. People always have a problem when it's the fans that are doing the comparison.
Yeah.
But when the award bodies bring people together
and say
compare their work and say, "Oh, out of this
what
one,
we're giving the award to."
And if you are the one that won the award, you will say, "Yes, love
Thank you so much. I've done it."
But was it a comparison that led to that winning an award?
Point, yes.
So it will always happen. So I don't know why he had to get angry over.
Okay, so he's saying, keep my name out of your mouth and your stupid comparisons. I've stopped chasing hits. I'm making music the way I want to and eating from it, and you can do what you can about it. Sorry I'm late. Out now.
I think these guys, they coordinated this social media attack, him and CK, because hours or maybe a day before he came out with his ones, CK had done the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
And they thought maybe it was wise for them to come out and...
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. Even if they compare, between the two of you should just be sitting and just be laughing about them. It shouldn't affect.
Does he feel threatened? I mean, he's
No,
doing
I don't
well.
think. I don't think if you try to. I think these guys probably speaking to each other behind the backs, and maybe this is the way of reassuring themselves of whatever friendship or whatever they have between each other. Let's come out and publicly debunk all these comparisons, so that at
We
least
can debunk without hitting at the fans. Calling them dumb, calling them stupid comparison, calling them like a lot of things like, okay, I'm making money eating from it and you can do what you can. That means you can't do anything about it. I'm made already and you can't do anything.
This sort of statements are people that make this sort of statements is usually person who don't chop belle food that is making it now. If BUJU wasn't at the level he's right now, you think he would care about people comparing him to bigger artists? If anything, he'll be happy that he's being compared to bigger artists or people who have achieved more. You get, so it comes with the position that he's in, so he can feel.
But is this part of the common mistakes artists make?
Well, artists would always come out and want to hit out their fans. There's always that pressure there. No? There's always that continuous being in the spotlight, and people think you should always do things this way. And once in a while, they'll come out and do their thing, and then they go back. But constant berating of all these other fans or general music populace who are comparing, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to stop them. One, if you think about it, that if I come out and tweet this, is it really going to stop them? The answer is no. It's going to make more people dislike me. Yes. So should I do it? Yes or no? Think about it before you actually go ahead and tweet it. And there are even safer ways or safer languages you can use. If you just said, "Oh guys, can we just be one?" And stop comparing our artists. Compare me with other people. We're all winning. Everybody's winning. The sky is big for everybody. And you use that kind of language, you still pass on the same message without having more people thinking, "Oh, you're
I personally felt that like all of this is not all this dumber, you're dumber than goats, but what's new, basically saying they've been done for for years or something. That actually is a very wrong statement to use.
But you know what is weird?
It's still coming up.
You know what is weird?
Yeah.
The people BUJU is talking to right now is BUJU 5 years ago.
Yeah.
This is exactly how it was now. But it's now, if you as a person who have gone through that phase and you've been that kind of person, then you should understand best that you should do more to sensitize people that, let's do it a different way.
So it's a case of BUJU not being able to accept his own medicine that he ditched 5 years ago?
Exactly. It's sweet to talk about them, but right now it's not easy to accept it.
Anyway, I feel like he can do better than this. But guys, let's have your thoughts on that one. BUJU, yes, ranting, I can say actually, ranting on social media, on Twitter, talking about how fans are dumb and all of that. Nah, that's for me, it's not right. But what do you think about that one? The comparisons and everything, Joe Boy, Fireboy, Rema, CK, Black Bones, all of these guys. Let's have your thoughts. Put them down below. Of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.